Okay, let's talk about the 2026 Hawaii primary elections, because even in a state that's often seen as a political snooze fest, there's some seriously juicy drama hiding beneath the surface. First off, if you blinked, you might have missed the big reveal of these results. But here's the thing, the real story isn't just who won. It's about what this means for Hawaii's political identity, and trust me, it's more complicated than the headlines suggest. Alright, let's start with the obvious. Democrats dominate. Like duh. Of course, they're holding nearly every seat here. But wait, before you roll your eyes and say yawn, same as every year, stop. Because this isn't just about party loyalty. Look closer. There's a quiet earthquake happening in the margins. Take those asterisks next to names like Donna Mercado Kim or Stanley Chong. Those aren't just footnotes, they're red flags.
Why?
Because when an incumbent's reelection isn't a guaranteed slam dunk, it hints at cracks in the machine. And cracks mean change is coming. Maybe not tomorrow, but the seeds are here. Now, let's zoom in on the Republicans. Only a handful of GOP candidates won their races. But here's where people get it wrong. They'll dismiss this as Hawaii just being Hawaii. But personally, I think that's lazy analysis. The real question is why these few Republicans managed to break through. Take Lauren Matsumoto in D38 or Amy Peruso in D46. These aren't random upsets. They're strategic wins. And if you squint, you'll notice they're clustered in specific districts, areas where education, cost of living, or neighbor island concerns hit hardest. That's not an accident. It's a blueprint. The GOP isn't dead here. They're evolving. And if Democrats sleep on that, they're gonna wake up to a rude surprise in 2028. But here's the part that fascinates me. The local dynamics. See, Hawaii's elections aren't just microcosms of national trends. They're their own beast. Look at the big island council races. Heather Kimball and Matt Keneally-Kleinfelder winning? That's not about party. It's about identity. Native Hawaiian representation, grassroots organizing, and issues like tourism's environmental toll? That's the subtext here. And it's flying under the radar for most mainland analysts. What many people don't realize is that these local races are where the cultural and economic battles of Hawaii's future are actually being fought. Washington politics? That's the headline. But the real revolution's happening in Hilo, Kahului, and Lo. Now, let's get speculative. What does this all mean long-term? Well, if you take a step back, the 2026 primaries feel like a bridge between eras. The old guard, career politicians like Ed Case or Josh Green, is still holding power. But the rise of candidates like Kim Koko Iwamoto or Della Obalati, that's a new breed. They're younger, more issue-focused, and less tied to the backroom deals of the past. This isn't just a shift in party, it's a generational shakeup. And honestly, that's what makes this election genuinely exciting. Because if this trend continues, Hawaii's political landscape in 2030 could look radically different from today. So here's my closing thought. What if the most important story in these results isn't the winners or losers, but the quiet unraveling of business as usual? The asterisks, the GOP footholds, the local identity politics, these are all puzzle pieces. And when they click together, they're forming a picture of a Hawaii that's no longer content with complacency. A place where politics isn't just about which party controls the Senate, but about who gets to define the soul of the islands moving forward. That's the real story here. And honestly, I'm dying to see how this plays out next.